Welcome to Lees-McRae College's Bobcats Sports Live, A Minute with Mac. I'm Sports Information Director Kevin Young, here with Athletic Director Craig McPhail. Remember, you can follow all Lees-McRae College athletic activities at www.lmcbobcats.com. Today on A Minute with Mac, we're going to talk about the Lees-McRae College men's and women's indoor track and field team. Craig, you're a former track and field coach. At the few meets we've had this year, what do you think?
I think the kids are really rounding into shape, Kevin. We use the indoor season to try and shake off any kind of a rust, to kind of learn a lot. It's a great tool for us to kind of get a feel for coming out of the blocks, knowing where our PRs are up to this point, kind of testing certain techniques out. We really made a major focus on the outdoor track season, so this is a good opportunity for us to, I say experiment, but the kids are running their events, but they're also learning from what they need to be working on in the weight room, out on the track, and any other aspect that we might come across.
And we talk about indoor track and field, but this will be the second year that the Conference Carolinas has recognized this track with a championship sport. We hosted it last year, and we'll host it again this year. Things that we took out from last year was Chris Glenn was the track athlete of the year last year for the conference. How's he doing in indoor track this year?
When we talk about how this is a shake off rust type thing, that's what Chris is doing. He had some health issues over Chris's break, probably put him a little bit behind in his training. I talked with him the other day. He seems like he's really coming into shape. I think as the weather gets warmer, Chris gets faster.
Right. The same thing that happened last year. Another thing that we want to hit on is John Arthur. 16 feet 3 inches pole vault, 4th on the national list to go to the indoor track and field national championship meet. Now last year he went to the outdoor national championship meet. Things just literally keep going higher and higher with this kid.
You don't mention the Lees-McRae track and field program without mentioning our pole vault athlete, John Arthur. Tremendous student athlete, fantastic parents, wonderful kid. He is your role model student athlete. Went to nationals last year at Angelo State, no hiding. Came back with a renewed energy, a passion. You can see it in every aspect that he does right now. I think him being 4th in the country, hopefully he pops something big this afternoon at App State. If not, he's in the seeded section at Virginia Tech on Saturday. So he may get the auto mark. He may already have the trip to Albuquerque locked up. But I think what you're going to see from Jonathan Arthur over the next 2 months to 3 months is incredible things. I think you're going to be spending more and more of your time writing about him going to big meets and doing well against some of the top Division I talent in the country.
He's already done that this year with the North Carolina invite meet. He was the only Division II athlete in the entire track and field. Not everybody.
What John's doing for a lot of the kids on our team is opening the doors for us. The success that he's had will carry over into our 400-meter hurdlers, who carries over into our 200-meter sprinters, to our high jumpers, long jumpers, the distance athletes, who have already set a little bit of a high standard. So we're going to see more and more of our student athletes in premier events. Let's take Bradley King, for example. He goes to a meet at Chapel Hill a couple weeks ago and doesn't run quite what he's capable of. But he comes back and says, Coach, on the left-hand side of me was a guy from Alabama, on the right-hand side was a guy from Carolina. Wonderful experiences.
Right.
Freshman, comes from a tremendous family, has wonderful talents, great work ethic, polite kid. You're going to write a lot about him. I think Brandon Williams is another kid you're going to write a lot about. Hurdler guy's got a tremendous talent, very versatile.
Right.
Janae Miller, our men's track and field program is established. We know that. But our women, we spend a lot of our time focusing on recruiting the efforts there. Janae Miller.
Back-to-back meets now that she's broken her own personal record and school record in the weight throw. And she's a freshman.
You can't give enough credit to Janae, but I think a lot of credit also goes to Coach Jeff Watson. His work with our throwers has been remarkable. I think the effort that she has put in over the last couple of weeks is the coming out party for Janae.
Right.
And I think that we will see a heavy dose of Janae over the spring. Outdoor track and field, it's fun for throwers. Javelin, weight throw, it's the hammer throw, shot put, and discus. They have a chance to get big points, and if they're a pretty diverse person, they could do well. They could be like Chris Glenn.
Right. She seems this year where somebody that maybe a freshman track athlete of the year, somebody that could score points on all those for us would be huge.
There's no doubt. It's a tribute to our women's program, Coach Fletcher's recruiting. Erin Tyler, Chantre McCoy, girls who've been in the program for a while, now have some quality teammates as we've added some depth, added some talent to where we're hoping we're going to be, kind of like on the outside knocking the door down.
So this year they're already ranked, what, second in the region, no, third in the region,
yeah,
and the women's side, and then they're first in the region on the men's side.
Yeah, and you start rounding all those people in with our distance group with Coach Thomas Kaysen and the work that he's doing. I'm telling you, you're going to see special things from Michael Davis. There's just no doubt about it. Wonderful talent. Craig Simpkins, ready to reach new heights, new levels. Nate Trimble, Chris Holstein, Connor Gray in the steeplechase. I think that's going to be good on the women's side. I'm really looking forward to seeing Hannah Henderson, Kira Shoemaker. April Harris has really gotten better in the steeple. So I think we're going to have some good efforts all across the board. I'm interested to see how they do this afternoon at App State. I think we'll head down there and watch and get us a good idea as to what to expect. We've got some good meets lined up. I mean, they're going to go some places to compete against some of the best. And I think that's one of the things that we really need to emphasize, that our men's basketball, our women's softball, our men's lacrosse, they're just not going to have the experiences our student athletes are. And it's no disrespect to them, but we're going to compete against some of the highest level of talent at the Division I level in the Southeast or across the country. And that's a unique experience.
It doesn't happen too often.
No, and that's part of the Lees-McRae student athlete experience. We preach about competing against the best, being the best. Why not do it here?
Right. Thanks for watching A Minute with Matt, talking about the Lees-McRae College's men's and women's indoor track and field team. Remember, follow all Lees-McRae College athletics at www.lmcbobcats.com.